Yo, good morning. It's your boy Mike Nice the Barber. We are back at it once again with the morning checking, and we are all over the place. So now, if you're not checking it out right now, you see it a little bit later, type yo in the comment box just to let me know that you tapped in. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Yo, good morning. Good morning, everybody. YouTube, Facebook pages, everything, man. We out here. Good morning. What's good? Yo, Rolls Royce, what's good? Another morning, another Monday morning. We at it. Great to be here again, man. How was the weekend? Kind of chilly outside, in Atlanta, but it's all right. Chilling, chilling. What's good? TikTok, good morning. We at it again, man. What y'all got? What y'all got going on? Get it done. That's right. That's work. We working. We taking steps. Taking big steps, big gigantic steps too, to get it done and get to where we need to be. Let's work. Let's work. What y'all got? TikTok, Trice, Calm, Samuel. Yo, let's work, man. Let's work. We working. We got the Mike Nice the Barber page and Facebook. I made that page. I didn't even know I had that page pumping. Yo. I didn't even know I had that page pumping like that. But we working. I'm ready. That was so funny, man. It's so funny when you can see things clear. We can see all these things that we want and things that we want to have. We can see it, but you got to go for it. Like there's so much more I want to have, but I can admit that sometimes I'm not reaching hard enough. Like I'm not reaching how I should be reaching. You know, taking my time. I had a few things. Just Mish, good morning. Look, Mish, do that. Stop with the face, man. Come on, we watching you. Good morning. Nah, man, so much that we can have and we see it. I had to ask myself this question, right? I was talking to the homie yesterday, and I don't have an answer. No, you don't. You love me. Prince Matt. It's just like for me, right? I want so much, especially through social media. I just love social media so much because I think it's a great tool to use to bring people together and to have more, right? And to bring kind of like minds together. Yo Prince from Greece. I have all these thoughts of all things I want, but I can't really answer the question because I can't say that I'm afraid. That I'm afraid of anything, and I'm not afraid. So I had to talk myself up, right? I'm not afraid. Well, what is it? What do you want? I want more. Yes, definitely. I definitely want more. I want people to come together. Yeah. I want people to eat off of each other, and whenever we need something, all you gotta do is go to the check-in and type it in and say, "Yo, I need a mechanic," or "I need somebody that has a bounce house in Texas." Oh, we know somebody. That's what I want. Right? Freaky Todd, good morning. Yo, good morning. But I had to ask myself, what do I want, and why I'm not getting it? Like why I'm not achieving it, and what am I scared of? But I'm just not scared. I'm not scared. Yo, Texas in the building. All right, that's what's up. So that's a question, man. Like, what are you scared of? Are you afraid of success? Are you afraid of failure? Are you just being lazy? Or you feel like, well, I know I could do it. All I gotta do is start. You don't know how to start. It's just so many questions, man. It's so much. But what's up? What you got? Tap in, man. Leave a comment. It's so many. Good morning, sis. So many people on the platforms, man. It's just it's a lot. But for me, I think it's for me is being able to start, right? But I get nervous about not being a finisher. Like I don't want to be a half-asser, half-ass doer. I want to be able to finish what I start, right? You want to finish everything you start. I mean, that's how you should want it, but you should still give it a try though, because there's so many things that we want. We need to go ahead and give it a try, give it a shot, right? Ricky, James Hollins, what we gonna do? We gonna sit around and wait, or you gonna do something? Like, what are you gonna do? I don't know, man. I know I want success. I know I can be successful because for me, I feel like anything I do is gonna have a higher result, right? So, like when I was a kid, we were throwing rocks in the middle of the street from a driveway. My rock hit a car, and I got in trouble. So that's why I'm saying that, like, anything that happens always happens to me. Not all the time, but a lot of times it happens as hype. Like if I was a drug dealer, I've been locked up. You know what I'm saying? I probably would have made a lot of money, but I've been locked up. Or somebody would have told on me or something like that. That's why I never did it, right? So I believe if you put your mind to it, you will have it. You just gotta put yourself out there. So I don't know, man. What's my excuse? I don't know. Yo, good morning. What's my excuse? Born ain't boss. What's up? What's good? Gotta get out here, man. We gotta work. If you want it, you gotta go get it. You can't just not go. Tap in. Tap in. Leave a comment. Tap in. Like, what do you think about that? Like, how do you feel about the process? Starting is always the hardest part of a journey. It is. And look, right? You look at me. Like I'm always gonna use me as an example. Look at this board, right? Look at this writing, right? It's just regular like chicken scratch, but it's a start. So I ain't afraid to put myself out there. It's this next thing I want to do, man. I just want to do it right, but I want to stay consistent. That's the thing. Consistency is the answer. Consistency is the answer, and we got to stick to that. So how are you going to? Let me take this banner off over here. I ain't even saying that yet. I ain't get to that question yet. Grief on grief. What's good, brother? Why don't we ever want to get things started? And what's the problem? What is it? They had Prince Map around the way is. Yo, what's good? Yo, what's good?
Yo, good afternoon, man.
Yo, man, I feel like you're so far away.
Yeah, man, I'm in Athens. I'm in Greece. We on our way to Sparta. I miss y'all, man. I miss y'all.
All right, we miss you too, bro. You only been going 2 days.
But I'm doing some great work out here, man, with these young people, man. It's like, Mike, I don't want to go ahead. What you were saying?
No, go ahead.
I want these young people, man, where we changed their life. We took them to another country. And they played ball yesterday. They played against the Greek team yesterday, and they was destroying them. And one of the Greek players popped his knee out.
Ooh.
And we was up by 25. You know what I'm saying? But we stopped the game. All the players took the knee. They all said a prayer and went up to the player and hugged them. We gave them gifts. Yo, it was something like these kids is like. This is the what we call the Ivy League of AAU basketball. You know what I'm saying? My little brother is the head of operations of it. You know, so he made me a part of it. I'm blessed to be his life, to be a part of their life. And when I say these kids are amazing, these kids are amazing. I want to just introduce you to a few of them.
Okay.
future stars who get busy. Tut is here with us. Tut to the rack.
Yeah, I saw Tut on the bus. I've been watching.
Yeah, Tut is here. Yo, say what's up. Say what's up to my guys. Say what's up to my people.
What up?
What up? Hi.
How are you?
This is one of the amazing plays I was talking about that showed so much ability.
But I'm the only one that matters.
He's the only one that matters. I'm talking good about it. So he showed so much ability when that kid got hurt. You know what I'm saying? And the empathy and the humanity that they displayed, right? With that kid. How did y'all feel? How did you feel? Devin? And for us to come together when we all took a knee, did it feel good? Yeah. It felt good collectively, right? Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
JJ and go sing to Phil Academy.
Oh, nice.
You heard him?
Yeah.
And he gets busy. He shoots threes.
Okay.
He shoots threes.
You're 3 busy.
He shoots threes.
Other KD in the building.
This is Johnny.
Here?
He gets super busy.
Yo.
We're talking about. This is my morning show.
Live from Greece. We live from Greece. Mike Nice the Barber on Instagram.
This is not the best lawyer in the world.
How we doing?
Yo, what's up?
We was up by 25. But how we all stopped and collectively showed everything compassion for the kid that hurt himself, right? For sure. Yeah, how did y'all feel watching the team come together?
Listen, the truth of the matter is we're Knicks fans, so we're used to pain and rallying around and chuckling and having to really just
See?
empathy and hug each
Look,
other every year. I know, that's what I'm saying.
How do you not get the tickets for the Nets?
That's because James Dolan's a moron and he banned us from the Garden.
Right. That's right.
We Knicks fans, but we hate James Dolan.
That's right. Knicks fans for life.
So long ago, scratch the big stuff, y'all. Scratch the right. We agree.
Yo, I had the right hat on today, man.
Yo, Ethan, come here.
We live from Greece, y'all.
So, come here.
John.
Come here. So I'm with some more players. This is Ethan.
Ethan, what's up? Good morning. Well, good afternoon.
Yo, man, so we talking about the morning show. This is our morning show, right? So last night, yesterday, when the kid hurt himself, hurt his knee, we just wanted to, how did y'all feel about that? When we all came together, took the knee, and we all went over and gave him that, and everybody was clapping for him. How did y'all feel yesterday about that?
I really felt hurt because you don't, even if it's the opponent, you don't want to see the other teams like one of their best players fall like that.
Yeah.
If he sprained his ankle or something, it would have been you know what I'm saying? But that's a big loss to their team and the way that the team reacted to it. I just feel that it was a big loss for them, and it was a big loss for us.
What's your name? What school you go to?
My name is Ethan Edwards. I go to Queens United Middle School, class of 2017.
What's your last stats that championship game?
Nice.
That championship game,
And you played when you lost the loss. What was the stats?
I had 32 points,
Oh.
6 rebounds,
Oh.
4 assists.
Oh.
4 assists. Jack.
Doing your thing.
This is what Jack gets super busy.
What up, Jack?
Heights, you know what I'm saying? Uptown.
What up, Shaq? What up, Jack?
Yesterday. How did you feel when we all stood together, we all took a knee? How did you feel about that?
Yeah, kind of what Ethan said, it kind of hurt me because, to see, the pain that his brother went through, all his teammates, they were, crying for him, and, the pain that the other team and the people felt kind of hurt me.
Yo, Johnny, how does it feel to be in Greece, man?
It was great, but I feel like we can't really take our health for granted because anything can happen. It's like a freak accident, anything like that can happen, and we just gotta appreciate what we got.
That's right, man.
Yo, that's good.
That's what we want to instill in these kids, Mike. We want to make sure, it wasn't about the win. It was about the character that they displayed. You know what I'm saying? During the game. They didn't care if they won or lost. They wanted to make sure that this kid was all right. And they stayed on their knee. They sat on the ground till the ambulance came and got that kid out there. So, man, shout out to these young boys, man, who are out here in Greece. These kids enjoying everybody. You can't help but to be nice, right? You can't help but to be nice. Yo, come in.
Yo, come here.
You know what I'm saying? This is jumping in. What's your name? Did you hear his name? What's your name? Amazing.
All right, amazing. What's up?
The young kid that hurt his knee yesterday, we talked about how they displayed character, humanity, empathy. How did you feel the team came together.
Cheryl Lynn.
To show that you support. How did you feel about that? It's all about kids. So, question: what school do you go to, and what you averaging right now?
I 47. Shout out New York. I don't really know what I average, but I score.
I like that.
Middle school.
Amazing.
6'1", 6'2".
6'2".
How old? How old are you?
15.
Gosh, man. Towering over you, yo. He towering over you.
Yo, coach, come here.
That's good stuff, man.
This is your New York City basketball legend right here, Jay High.
Yo.
The team just goes in on him because he missed the layup in one of his highlight reels. But he's the coach, so we were just talking about come here, bro. He's talking about when the kid got hurt. This is Elmo, another coach, all right, another part of EAP.
Yo.
Kid got hurt yesterday. How we all?
I was sat down, waited for homeboys a half court, sat down like a unit.
Yeah.
Waiting for the guy to see if he was all right. It was love, man, because we really sat down and really see if he was okay.
Collectively,
the whole squad. So they took a knee at half court and just waited to see. Just waited to see.
Come say what's up to Mike, Tut.
So it was pretty, the kids came together for the little homie, so.
That's good.
What's up to Mike Nice? Mike Nice, by your straight to 3 times.
Yo, Tut, famo. Cousin Rooney was good. Yo, what's good?
What is the show, man? Collective character yesterday for the kid that hurt himself. How the team. Oh, yeah, that was great, man.
It was wild.
Definitely bonded, man. It was a great experience.
KD, man.
Katie, what up? Oh, that's my dad.
Yeah, you know that's Kev.
I just tell you, it's not your show.
Nah, but we all came together, man. With a different culture and everything, and it was just a fun thing. And the other kids appreciated it even more than our kids because some other kids was crying, some other kids was crying and everything like that. But it just shows how basketball brings, can bring two different countries together, man. It's magic in the basketball, as Ray Allen would say. It's magic in basketball.
How do you feel? Come over here, elbow, man.
Yo, how's Greece, yo?
That's what I'm saying. How do you feel about y'all coming out here, man?
Yo, bro, I'm not gonna hold you. That EuroLeague game, the first night, it was we've been to a lot of basketball games. Definitely, I like the hat you got on there, Femro.
Yeah, good look.
That hat is cool.
Yeah, it's a hater behind you. It's a hater behind you, though. It's a hater.
He's a super hater.
He's super hater. Look at his face. Look at his face.
But Mike, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. That joint was electric.
Word.
It was crazy, bro. It was crazy. The home team was down like 12. They came back and about like 5 or 8. Yo, that joint was crazy. Kendrick Nunn's over there. Just big time basketball, man.
Yeah, that's dope.
This whole experience, bro, is unbelievable, man. I'm glad. Yo, Pete, come here. We blessed, to have Princess here with us. Watch your back, guys. Watch it. This guy's about to get hit by a car.
Not in Greece.
I'm happy to be down here with this fella right here, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Just, his energy, man, it's infectious, man. And, I'm just glad he's able to experience this with us.
Yo, did Marty come out?
Did Marty come out?
Marty was in the hot. Like, you know how they say, with your rose in the hot. Marty was in the hot. Marty come out. No doubt.
I saw Marty get off the bus.
Yo, Mike, why I got you on the phone? I know it's the first show. Yo, but what was your greatest experience with Touch to the Rack?
Yo, seeing Kareem Jennings come out of retirement for one game. When we was in the course one time, we was outside, really touching the rack, outside, corner to corner. That was wild.
On the block, baby.
On the block.
I know, but I had some of your shots. I'll get you some more views.
Right. 100%.
Let them know, Mike.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta tap in.
They have Famo's on there. They gonna jump on.
Famo is there. Cousin Rooney, what's up? You know what I'm saying? No doubt.
70% on his joint too.
It's all good. That's who he is. Never prepared.
Bro, the joint is crazy though. He gonna show you the canal before we check him out of here. But you got 4 minutes, bro. All right, man.
Yo, all right.
Let me show you how the canal real quick. Before we go.
Yo, that was dope, man. Is he running? Is he running?
I got to show you how the canal for a bit. We were about to leave.
Man, I was wondering when you was gonna show Grease, man.
I'm showing, man.
Tired?
I've been showing Grease all week, man.
Nah, you been showing Marty on the bus and all that stuff, man.
Nah, Marty, they was waiting for Marty to pull up. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. But the canal is amazing. Scary too, though. See it?
Yeah. What's up with it?
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. This kid right here. I don't have no more money. I didn't get me 4 times.
We got you?
Check it out. You got me. Look, see it?
Yeah.
I don't have any more. I don't have any more. No money. See? No money.
Yo, good. Yo, what's the history of the canal, man? What's the history of the canal?
I don't know, man. We just came over here. We made a stop to see it. I'll find out when I get on the bus. But there's so much rich history out here. And, we went to where they had the Olympics.
Yeah.
Like what the Olympics did was like people was dying at the Olympics. The Olympics was real life shit where the king, the emperor, the king and queen sit there and they fight to death and all that shit like that. So
do that.
Different. Then everybody here wants
off
to be
with
like
your head. Yeah, that's what they'll do. Off with your head.
Everybody here wants to be like the dude from Taken, you heard?
Yo,
Everybody here wants to be like that dude. You know what I'm saying? A tough, super tough dude from Taken.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
With a rare assortment of skills. Everybody got a rare assortment of skills.
Very nice. Some is very, very mean. You know what I'm saying? But, you gotta have a balance.
Yeah.
This big country. We got ours.
We got ours, they got theirs. It's all good.
What else? Who else?
Yo.
Star player right here. Say happy birthday to my guy.
Yo, happy birthday.
You know what I'm saying? Say happy birthday to Star player.
Today this week. I don't know who the barber is, but
Now we might need a traveling barber.
Yeah. My man Tut, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tut. Tut to the rack. Man.
Shout out to Tut.
Shout out to Tut, man.
Yo, man. Tut, I just told you it's not your show. Stop talking to man. Mike, I'm the DJ. I'm the DJ on the bus.
Oh, yeah, I know it's lit up in there, too, then.
4 seconds. Bring it to the day for like 4 seconds. Right here. So you left the show? Oh my God! You could have done. I was done.
Hey, what time is it out there, Prince?
3 o'clock.
3?
3 o'clock. Yeah.
All right, that's what's up, man.
Yo, I'm a mute, man. I apologize for all the noise and stuff like that. I'm a mute, but this is what we got going on, man.
Yo.
A bunch of kids that look like us getting a whole new experience, man.
That's what's up, man.
Oh, sit down, yo. No. They all get busy.
Live from Greece.
Let's go.
Can't beat that, man. That's dope.
Talked about respect, right? Talked about it. Yo, you did, yo. That's it. Whoever did it, that's what you got one. That's it. Nothing funny, nothing.
Yo.
My God.
Yo, what's good?
What's up, guys? What's going on, man?
Man, chilling, man. out there in Greece. That's a good look. That's a good look. That's a great look.
Hard, man. Just proud, man. It's a great opportunity for our kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Great opportunity for our kids. Yo, just experiences are just memorable. They last a lifetime. We were just talking about this, right?
Yeah. And that's great.
Don't be quiet, yo. Yeah. Now we in Greece, and I was they played yesterday against Olympiacos national team, the 14U, and we headed to Sparta now.
Sparta, that's wild, man.
Yo, they want to know like the history of that canal. Can you just give them a little bit?
What's up? So
Yo.
the current now,
My guys, by the way, my name is John.
my God, we talk about the Knicks.
That's right.
So, so they built it to get materials and stuff from one side to the other, so that the people on the other side of Greece didn't have to go around the Peloponnese because they were pirates and they would get yoked up. So what happened was they dug out a canal, and then I think in the 1890s, the people, the engineer who was the engineer of the Suez Canal came and they finalized it. And now ships go through. They used to just kind of pull things through this passageway, but yeah, it was good for trade and whatnot.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, really, it's impressive. But now we're gonna go through the hills, get to Sparta, Leonidas. You know what I'm saying? And how to bring. So, let me show you, Mike. You know
For Sparta, yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, get busy.
I guess they want to know. This is the best lawyer in the world. They also want to know: do you play ball? Do you get busy?
You look like you get busy. Look like you get busy.
We put the bag at half court. Whoever wants a piece, have a shot at it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Whoever wants it.
Whoever wanted could get it.
They take all challenges. Everyone to sleep on the short white dude, but we can go.
That's right. Yeah, yo, we gonna get in it. That's one of the E's in the EEP.
You know, we're blessed. We truly have a good platform, help a lot of people. We do well by doing good. That's what we love.
Yo, you get back what you put out, man.
When you can do well and good at the same time, that's when you found a sweet spot. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So, write it down, bro. Yeah, it's the truth. We help a lot of people, not just the people we represent, but people who use the platform, to come up and have employment and a real ability, in this world to come up on their merits and not have those glass ceilings. That's what we try to create. We try to create an opportunity where you can truly come up, and we fight, every obstacle we can, and that's what we do. Greeks are freedom fighters.
The Greeks are.
Marched with Dr. King and Selma. So, our history in the country and just in general, we're freedom fighters. My last name, Eleftherakis, Eleftheria means freedom in Greek.
Oh, nice.
So, we always on the right side.
Yeah, that's good.
Right, you gotta pick a side.
Yo, man, y'all doing a great thing out there, man. Bringing the kids out there, and it's giving them life lessons too, man. Life lessons to show them a lot high. We man, I wish I was there with y'all, man, but I'm there in spirit.
Yeah, next time for sure.
I'm there in spirit.
Prince over here. Prince is, one of the greatest guys I've ever met, man. He's one of the smartest, most knowledgeable men. So, I take so much from this dude, and he's giving so much to the kids now. So, it's amazing.
I'm not gonna hear the end of this now, man. Now I'm not gonna hear the end of it, but it's all good.
Take that stupid hat off.
Yo, bring me a T-shirt, man. Bring me a T-shirt from Greece too.
We got you. All right, Mike, thank you for having us.
Yo, appreciate y'all, man. Yo, Coach, do your thing, man. You doing the thing.
Yo, Steve, what's up, man?
Yo, what's good, Prince?
What's good? How you, man? You all right?
I'm all right. Yo, I heard what the kids did, man, when the kids got hurt. Yo, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. Yo, that's what's up, man. They're more knowledgeable than, we were ever was when I was a kid. Like, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah, they doing their thing, man.
For real.
Showing empathy and love. I mean, that's what it's all about. Basketball brings people together.
They're gonna grow up doing big things, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna grow up doing big things because they learn some valuable life lessons early.
Yeah, and they ain't not watching all the stuff that we was watching.
Thank you guys. You know, all you guys that taught them that. Absolutely, man.
Thank you, Steve.
Yo, for real. Thank them, man. Thank them, please, thank them, because they're the ones that deserve the props, man.
Thank you. And keep going back and forth with the thank you shit, bro.
Yo,
Marty, man, when you shake your head, Marty.
Yo, Marty, don't make Marty come out.
Yo, that's a great thing, man. All right.
Continue watching on first, man. I miss y'all. God bless y'all, man. Keep doing what y'all doing.
Yo, thanks for sharing, man. Thanks for sharing the love, man, in Greece. Thanks for sharing the love in Greece.
Be safe.
Now tap out, sucker. Yo, Steve, what's good, man?
Not much. You know, it's another day. I'm starting to move a little bit more on my YouTube channel, like, you know, starting to put out like short videos and stuff like that, redoing the graphics and stuff. My friend is teaching me how to do it, teaching me about the algorithm and stuff like that. And you know, hopefully I reach more people.
Nah, you will. Nah, that's good, man. Hey, it was good to see Greece, man. I want to go. Now I want to take my family, man. Yeah, I want to go.
We got left behind, bro. What happened?
Man,
I like the morning breakfast club and stuff.
We ain't getting no invite or nothing, yo. That was good. Left us behind. I want to eat. I want to see the food. You know what I'm saying? The people, the sights. You know what the hotel look like and all that stuff. I want to see all that.
What is it? They said they're going to Sparta right now.
Yeah. You know,
damn, man.
Just the history alone. And I'm not like worldwide historian or anything like that, but I know a few things. But that's a nice place to visit instead of just going to Jamaica, you know, in the Bahamas. You know, and go there all the time. We want to go to these other places.
Yeah, for sure.
Mogul Mind Beauty want to go for the history, man. That's Red Hoodie Rock. Yeah, that's a good deal today.
Greece definitely has a rich history, you know? Definitely.
For Sparta. Yeah, I love that movie. Where's that at, yo? I don't know. I ain't seen it. Oh, man. He probably working, you know, doing his thing. He'll be back around. Spin the block. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Steve, let me ask you this.
Yo, so my trial's supposed to start April 8th now. My lawyer said we're picking out a jury on April 8th. So, you know, if anybody want to come do support, you know, feel free to come. It's Manhattan Criminal Court, 100 Center Street, 11th floor, room 1130. And it'll start, the judge comes in at 10 o'clock in the morning. So it should be, you know, like, the first day should be normal, like pick out a jury, I think, stuff like that. And then I think we go through the process of discovery and stuff.
April 8th?
April 8th.
Aisha Matt. Yo, so this is a question I got for today. Why are we so afraid to admit when we're wrong? That's my question. Like, I know when we argue in the shop and I make my point, now it's just my opinion, even if it's not a fact. And then the guys start saying, I don't know, Mike. I don't know about that. I get a little bit of anxiety and I just don't want to be wrong. Right. But I don't mind learning, you know what I'm saying, if I am wrong, but who wants to be wrong? Nobody wants to be wrong, but why do we fight? Why do we fight it even if we're wrong? You still fighting when you're wrong. Like, why is that? Ego,
stubbornness, embarrassment. I think it's all like I think it's all weak qualities that make us I can't say weak qualities, right? I would say I think it's ignorance, bro. I think it's ignorance. Because when I feel like when I'm wrong sometimes, I don't want to let go of that belief, right? Because you held on to it for so long, and it's just like somebody to smack in your face is kind of like, oh, does this make me weaker?
Right, big
because
dummy.
I'm more ignorant?
Does it make me feel like a big dummy? The lack of not being open-minded.
Right.
The lack of not being open-minded.
Right.
I believe that.
Is that a negative quality? Can you say it's negative?
Definitely negative because first of all, we always got to be a student. You always have to be a student. No matter how old you get, you can be a student, right?
We always got to be a student. But like ego, right? Is ego a negative quality?
Sometimes it could be, but sometimes it can be positive too. Like you can, because it's confidence too.
The ego is made. The reason why we have egos to protect us from this world. It's to protect us because if you didn't have ego, you'd be like victimized left and right. You'd be too naive, I think.
Yeah, and you would lack confidence.
Right.
Definitely a negative quality. We have to be teachable.
Ego could be a positive attribute also.
Absolutely.
You got to keep it balanced. That's what it is.
Yeah, because you can't get like my wife would be like, "Oh, don't tell him something because his head is so big he can't walk through the door." She'll say stuff like that to me, clowning. But like if nobody ever cheers for you, it's one thing I'm gonna say. If people don't root for you, you got to root for yourself, and that's when your ego comes in. You know what I'm saying?
We definitely got to keep an open mind. Like you definitely got to keep an open mind. You're always learning. You never stop learning. And the minute that you stop learning is when you fall into ignorance, thinking that you know everything. And that's when it's harmful.
Then you become a narcissist, right? That's that word going around. You're always looking for, people to listen to you, and you thinking you saying something profound all the time. It's pro stupid. You know what I'm saying? It's pro dumb. Not even. It doesn't even make sense. Now I deal with that all the time. People that always want to come in and always want to be right. No.
Sure.
So, that's something, man. Something to think about and talk about.
What made you think about that question?
What made me think about that?
Yeah.
I was just, I always think about it, and I always wonder, like, was that something good to ask? But I know, like Kev, the other KD, we talk a lot at the shop in the evenings, and we build, and sometimes he could be wrong, right? He could be wrong, and he'll argue you down, like start yelling if he don't have a fact, but he will eventually say, "All right, I see what you're saying." You know what I'm saying? But some people, Kev is not one of those guys that argue and just be wrong, and I'm wrong, and I'm just gonna stay wrong. But we got a few of the homies that do that. They just argue, and you still wrong.
Bring KD on, bro. Bring KD on. Ask him why he does that.
Yo, Kev, where you at? Hey, my man Mike said he always admit his wrong, but not too often though. That's a cat. That's a cat, Mike. Big time cat. I don't know what Kev doing.
Yeah, I mean, these past couple of years, I've been learning a lot, actually. Like different perspective of how to view things, and realizing that it's not always personal. Like these attacks that are coming against me, it's not always personal. It's mostly like, things that they have to do because the system, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's embedded in the system to keep the system alive and stuff like that. And most of the time, it's not personal. So some people are like, "Yo, don't take it personal. It's just like, business, right?"
Yeah.
To keep their business rolling, to keep their corruption rolling, to keep their, their illusion going and stuff like that. So,
yeah, people are pawns. People are pawns in this game. And
yeah. But my thing is, like, why can't they wake up and see it? That they're just pawns.
Yo.
We're all pawns.
Yo.
What's goody?
Steve-O, what's good? Morning.
What's good?
What's the word?
Chilling, getting the day started.
All right.
So what was the question?
Why are people
Mike was
so...
saying that sometimes you be wrong in the barbershop and you don't want to admit it.
Yeah, Steve, come on, man.
I wanted the question.
Nah. We argue because self-examination is scary. The mirror is the scariest thing. I like that, Royce. Real love in the building, yo. So, Kev, why we are so afraid to admit when we're wrong? Like to
I'm not
admit
afraid
it.
to admit when I'm wrong.
Anybody, like why? That's why I said we.
Well, nobody wants to be truly wrong, especially when you're trying to prove a point. I mean, I don't know. I think that probably has to do with ego. Nobody wants to look like they're wrong, like they don't know what they're talking about. So you're gonna defend it on your last sword. But that also has to do with, again, what we're talking about, just educating yourself and know that we are not the masters of all trades. You can learn something every day, every minute, you know. And when you're confronted with that, you just have to accept it and say thank you, you know, and not be so defensive at times. Because the human trait, the human tendency, one thing I hate is when people are just too defensive, you know, because again,
why you attacking me? You're attacking me. Why you attacking me?
Yeah. That wall prevents you from seeking knowledge, and that causes a lot of tension. And then, as we know from the shop, the point doesn't get addressed, and then now we're arguing about something else,
something different.
It's almost like what word is that? Deflecting, or what's the other one people use now a lot?
Thanks, stop, Molly G.
Gaslight, exactly.
Gaslighting.
Yeah. And now it's like, okay, we're not talking about what I don't know. Now let's talk about what I do know, and I'm the victim right now. So, but I love to learn. I mean, Mike knows one of my good sayings is objectively speaking, because we don't know everything, and when people talk, they just want to hear things from their point of view, and they just want sympathy to acquire for themselves. You know, in the real world, it's not like that. You know, there's a reason why we're here, whatever that situation is. There's a reason why you broke up with your girl. There's a reason why you ain't got no money in your bank account. There's a reason why your car has a flat tire, no gas in the tank. You know, and to take on those actions, sometimes people don't want to take on that responsibility. So, but me personally, if I don't know something, you know, well, let me first say this. At the barbershop, iron sharpens iron. So even if I don't know something, I'm still going to challenge my brother to make him prove it to me.
Right.
You know, just so when he's out in the field, he knows how to stand on his 2 feet, even if I don't know it. And then if you make a valid point, I will be man enough to say, you know what? You were correct. You're right. Or we can Google it right there. You're right.
You know we big on Googling.
You know, but again,
we're going to Google it right away. When we get stuck,
we're going to Google it right away.
We're going to Google it right away.
You know, because there's an art of debating. And even like how Mike said, even if something I know is wrong and I'm still standing on my square, I may have some valid points that can still sway the choir. Like, oh shit, he got a point there.
Yeah,
he got a valid point.
Yeah.
So, you know, most of the time it's really just trying to sharpen my peoples so we know how to battle in the field.
Yeah, they'll say,
Mike, why can't I see you? Your camera off?
I'm a ghost.
Oh, okay.
I'm a ghost.
All right, cool. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't my phone. So
it's definitely your phone, because I can see you.
I'm definitely a one to admit my faults, my flaws, or if I'm completely wrong. But it's truly for a discussion piece.
I can see Mike, and I can see you too. So
it's KD.
Sometimes when you join in, his screen goes off for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, it's probably a whack Apple phone.
Yeah.
Yo, stop playing. Yo, I will argue, right? And I'll sit there and we was debating about like the areas over here, Smyrna, Vinings, Grief on Grief. We was arguing about all that stuff. And I was saying, you know, where I live is like the upper west side of Midtown. You live in Smyrna. I say, yo, on the map, it don't say that. It don't say that on the map. So what are you talking about?
Right.
Oh, you just want to be right. That don't even mean just want to be right, but you can prove me wrong. Try to prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? And that's when we start the building. Grief on Grief. What you got today?
Gentlemen, morning.
Morning.
I will say I agree with everybody in regards to people not wanting to admit they're wrong. A lot of times it's ego. A lot of it's pride. what I found is a lot of people, they don't like to admit they're wrong because it affects them. Some people are perfectionists. They just think they do everything wrong. It's and they're defensive sometimes because it shows insecurities in them. So, and so sometimes I find people have drawn back just because they think it might harm their credibility. Like once somebody goes, oh, they don't know what they're talking about, it harms their reputation. And sometimes it's ego, like you guys said, because some people just can't see beyond themselves, like somebody else's perspective. And I'll be honest with you, Steve pointed out something too. Sometimes people are defensive. You find this even with people of faith or people's cultures where they're defensive a little bit because it contradicts all of their pre-existing beliefs. And so when I come into a place and we have a discussion and you tell me I was wrong, so for the last 35 years of my life, 40 years of my life, I got it wrong. Like that's a tough thing for somebody to have to deal with. And this is the biggest one, which the gentlemen on here aren't, but there are some people, and y'all know that they're just gonna argue with you regardless of the facts you present them. So they just like to gaslight you.
Yeah.
So, sometimes those are the people you gotta stay away from. But those are some of the reasons that people can't admit that they're wrong. And it's funny. I think it was an excellent topic, Mike, because when I speak to a lot of times to young people, I think that's where they go wrong, right? There are a lot of times they don't want to admit that they're wrong. And the most profound thing that you can have, and all of you guys play this role, is a mentor. Because all a mentor is somebody that's trying to tell you that you're wrong because it took them years to understand or find out that they got it wrong.
Right.
And so mentors and people sometimes are just trying to help people sometimes. And mentors just add speed to people's lives. So, if Mike is sitting there telling a young barber that's coming up to own his business, Mike, you've been doing this for years, you've been in the business, he's sure going to sit there and listen instead of going back and forth. You go, hey, these are all the mistakes I made. So for some people, when they can't admit they're wrong, it actually hinders them in their progress. And that's why I get back to pride, because pride is a purpose killer for a lot of people.
Purpose killer.
You just can't get out of your own way, man.
Yeah. I will say one thing we forgot is some people just don't want you to be right. Like Steve, I might argue with Steve. I'm like, Steve, you might be right, so you blew in the face. I'm like, I just don't want you to be right. Got this one. And KD is guilty of that. He's definitely guilty of not wanting me to be right.
Never.
So I'm gonna go ahead and just put that out there like that. You know what I'm saying?
Never. I like to be challenged.
Another thing is like with me, the past I would say 10 years, right? When I just started this whistleblowing stuff, it's like some people tell me, "Oh, you're not a whistleblower," and that would hurt me. So it's kind of like, is this person right? Am I wrong? And then I try to go over it, whatever. And I am a whistleblower because what I've done is not a lot of people do, right?
Yeah.
Like review the inner workings and the corruption and stuff like that and all this other stuff. But then the fear of me being wrong and that it destroys my whole world, kind of. You know what I mean? Because it's like I base myself on being a whistleblower, and then it's like, okay, things will work out for me because I'm a whistleblower. But if you're saying I'm not a whistleblower, then things won't work out for me. So it's kind of like fear of my world falling apart.
Yo, Bobby TV. Yo, Bobby, what's good? Yeah, that's right, Steve. You. Yeah, that's. So what do we have? Ego, pride, shame, right?
I think the egos are right though. I think egos are right. It's good for everybody to have ego. It's a good drive sometimes, where it drives you to do great things. Confidence gives you confidence and stuff. And I think ego is not really the negative part. I think it's pride. Give more pride.
But what if you have a big ego, like too big of an ego?
But what is a big ego? I mean,
There's a difference between ego and stubbornness, right? Stubbornness and pride, right?
Because I like to say everyone should have a little conceitedness about themselves. We all should be conceited, right? in a small sense of about ourselves. But then once you reach that line and you go beyond, now you're kind of selfish. Now it's all about you.
But it's conceit. Is conceit negative or positive, man?
You know, it can be negative if you let it go too far. That's what I'm saying. We all should be conceited to a certain point. But once you reach that point, you now have reached the narcissist land. You know, now it's all about you. Now, switch of the negative side kicks in. Because, right, we all should have ego. Because again, you should be your biggest cheerleader. You should pop your own power. Because if not, who's going to do it for you? You know? You should be satisfied you woke up, you made your bed up, you did everything you're supposed to do. Now that challenge has been taken off the daily list. That's an accomplishment. Feel good about that. You know? Yeah. So, and you shouldn't expect other people to do those things for you. That's for yourself. That's what keeps you grounded. That's what keeps you going. You know, holding the door. You see someone 5 paces behind you. You hold the door for them. You know, you did that for yourself. You know, and then hopefully that energy can transcend over to the next person. You know, so so everything being conceited, having an ego, it's all good until it reaches that point of, again, narcissism land, where it's all about you.
What's narcissism
land? I did this.
It's all about balance. Yeah, it's all about balance. I mean, there's something that my dad told me. He used to always tell me, like, yo, too much of anything is not good.
Too much of anything's not good. That's right.
Yeah, you
keep it well balanced.
You definitely gotta have a balance. You know what I mean, like, it's good to have ego sometimes. It's good to have pride sometimes. It's good to, you know, be conceited sometimes. It's just you can't overdo it.
It's never good to be conceited. Never good to be conceited.
Wish I was with you last night.
It's even good to have fear sometimes.
I mean, that's natural. Right. Fear is natural.
Yeah, because like how you said, fear that's the balance. You know.
Yeah.
Some people work well when for me, fight, flight, or fright. One of those things you're gonna make a decision. So, right.
The fear of being wrong. The fear of being wrong. That's why people don't want to admit they're wrong.
I like being wrong though. I accept the challenge because I don't know everything. So until you challenge me.
I think Mike's thinking his head.
I think ego is a good thing. When it's something that is driving you to what you're trying to accomplish. Ego is never a good thing when you can't distinguish the positive influences of people that are trying to help you.
Yes.
Ego is amazing when it's a negative impact trying to hold you back. You know, Mike, I'm laughing. You know, I be laughing sometimes when you guys be having these jokes and stuff going back and forth, and you sitting here telling brother KD about he don't want to be wrong. You know, one thing I think people gotta make sure you gotta distinguish between somebody that don't want to be wrong and somebody that just wants to have a constructive conversation.
Right.
But sometimes you can have a constructive conversation and people can have their different perspectives on what it is, but they're also trying to understand you, but I'm not giving up my rights and my beliefs yet until you kind of convince me that what you're saying is correct. So I'm that type of person like you. I just don't be swayed because you just give me some facts. You know, I'm going to go and read it myself. I'm going to look at it. You know, I'm going to check it and then I'll come back. But a lot of times people can't have constructive conversations because they think that, you know, somebody has to be right. You know, sometimes you do a lot of building when people are giving their different perspectives and you go back and think about it later.
That's right.
Absolutely.
A real love said, how can you learn if you know everything already? And that's right. And that's when Cav is talking about going in the narcissism world, you know, land. You go in there, if you think you know everything, like you're a fool if you think you know everything. That's actually foolish.
Yeah.
To even believe that. It's a lot of people running around. It's just amazing. Like, just like I said, when some people just don't want to admit when they don't want you to be right. That's just passive. That's a recipe for insanity, man. That doesn't even make sense. But people gotta humble yourself and be humble enough to learn. That's the moral to the story. Be humble enough to learn something and not to just go out there with this big head, conceited head. You big conceited head, you think you know everything, get out of here. Because you will be humble. You're going to be humble when you come in the barbershop or when you get on the check-in for 100%. Because all of us, like regular people that get on, go ahead.
And some people some people they don't receive information from people. They can't admit that they're wrong, or they can't even admit. See, sometimes it's not. I can't admit that I'm wrong. I can't admit that somebody else may be right or know something I don't know. Right. So I say I'm a pastor, and I go, well, I've been a pastor in this church up in the Bronx for going on 6 years, and then KD goes, you know what? What might help you is if you start church an hour earlier, an hour later. And I go, oh, listen, man, I've been a pastor for 6 years. That's some people can't even get out of their own way. So sometimes people may have a tip or something that can help you, but you go, I've been doing this longer, so I know more than you. And again, people just thinking they know everything. Right. And, you know what I mean? Everybody can learn something from somebody.
Do you think overall it's gotten worse over the past few years, the way politics have been swinging? It's either you're a Democrat or you're Republican. It's Trump. It's Biden. You know, like what I notice is that even with just common discussion with the politics, it's either this way or that way. It's never like, oh, that, you know, Trump was right about that or Biden was right about that. But I don't like those other things. It's just, no, it's all this or it's all that. And then that creates the tension to not even have a civil discussion to say, you know what, you made some valid points on both sides without even taking a side. In my opinion, I feel like over the last 3 years, our ability to communicate or to just to have a rational thought process to say, you know what, that was a great point. Maybe I need to look into that and change my thought process. But to me, that's my opinion. I feel like the political landscape now has created this turf to where it's just a tug of war. This is the line and this is the side I'm on. And saying all that, I feel like it's created a little more. It's a little more challenging just to have an open dialogue or open discussion with people. I don't know. Do you feel like that as well?
Absolutely. I think that there's a word I hear them throw around a lot, but they go bipartisan. There is, you know, they throw that word around a lot, but you're absolutely right. And the leadership lays the foundation for everybody underneath it. So it's that you got to pick a side. I believe this, and I can't ever agree with you because I feel like I'm giving up something I believe. And then there's a situation like you said, Trump. That was a perfect example because all of us know somebody, you know, that go, I just don't like that dude. Yeah. And so because they don't like you for whatever personal reason, whatever viewpoint you have, they will never accept it. But sometimes you got to go, well, I don't like him, but he's right. Like, and we have a hard time accepting that. Like, well, that makes me weaker or something. But you're absolutely right. In the last few years, man, it's just it's either this or that. So if you agree with him, you got to agree with everything. And nobody has any place to go, well, you know, let's try to have a little common ground. It's just gone, man. It's just gone.
Right. I agree.
I think social media has led people to believe certain things and they pick a side and they have such a strong opinion on something that's totally wrong to me. It could be, I think they're the ones that I'm not there, but social media, you know, these influencers that are just saying anything to get likes and, you know, with money or whatever they're trying to do, they sway people's minds and nobody wants to listen to the points, like you said, Kat. They don't want to listen to another side, like a good point, and say, you know what, that is a good point. Let me fall back a little bit and listen. They won't do it. Social media is tough. You know, it's a gift and a curse. Definitely.
Yeah. Do you think people don't seek for knowledge every day? Like, you know, I travel a lot. So when I'm in other cities, one thing I do is, especially small towns in the South, I travel. Well, one thing I do is I put the city name in, and then I type massacre, and then I type, you know, just to see if any, because I'm in the South, and it's truly amazing the history that goes on out there. And since we're like not in school, where we're waking up, we're going to school to learn, lunch, more learning, then back home to do homework. As adults, I don't think we appreciate the landscape around us of just knowledge around us. Because I don't know, like, it's funny because I try to find myself when I'm driving through a community and I see a street sign. I always wonder, where did that name come from? How did it get here? So it's always challenging myself to say, you know, the information and knowledge is plentiful out there. It's out here. You just have to seek it. But again, piggybacking off of what the social media thing is, people, we just get caught up in headlines now, and nobody really thinks anymore. That's what it seems like. No one thinks. It's like everyone's just being guided to think in a certain direction, and it just kind of sucks because the brain is a muscle, and you just got to just feed it. And what it can do is amazing, you know. And it sucks because I feel like we as people, we're kind of losing that just on a daily, like sitting down on a device, a device within technology, but we're speaking, you know, and we're speaking from facts. We're here to sharpen each other, but I don't know. The world is, with all these devices and technology, just seems like people just getting slower. You know?
They don't think for themselves.
Capacity is just getting smaller, but they're satisfied. I mean, it's all like a weird circle. It's all kind of 360 because they're satisfied with the information they're given, but then they think they're confident enough with the information they're given, and you know that creates that false hope. You know, that creates their ego to say I'm smarter than what I am, but I'm not. And now when you get challenged by something or someone smarter than you, you don't know how to react. You don't know how to receive the information. So,
or somebody has a different opinion.
Steps back, listen to the information, got it, and then know how to react to it. I feel like I was winded with that, but
yeah, you definitely was winded. You definitely. But but I think you said when somebody smarter than you, they don't necessarily have to be smarter than you. They can just have a difference of an opinion. And like you said, people are out here they're non-thinkers. They're just followers. And you're just gonna follow whatever KD say. Whatever he say is this word is bond. That's it. But then Bruh come along and start saying something else, and they'll argue you down just because they're going by what Kev said, and Kev ain't give you all the information. So we got to be mindful, man. That's why I pose these questions. And Steve asked me what made me pose a question, because I want to know. These are things I think about. I want to know how the nerve of somebody to always think that they're right and can never be wrong. But there's so many different things. There's so many different reasons why. But I'm not wrong to you. I'm never gonna be wrong to you, Mike. Like they always say this: yo, you think you know everything? No, man. I just argue my points. I think I'm a thinker. I'm a free thinker. It's like people. You know, it's tough when people have questions like you, the pastor, and people have questions about the Bible. They have plenty of unanswered questions, but then you have people that just will refuse to answer these questions. They won't answer. They might not have an answer. They won't. They're too afraid to admit that they don't. I don't know. I don't have an answer. But you gotta have faith. Why won't you just say that? You know what I'm saying? That's how people do. You heard it a million times. They challenge you. I know they challenge you all the time.
Let me tell you something. What I do, like a lot of times, especially when I'm in New York, like this weekend, I'll be there. I usually stop into a few barbershops, and so when they come in, you know, they nickname me Minister. So when I walk in, you know, yo, we got a bunch of questions for you, right? And I remember going into the shop time, and it was a lady who she was supposed to be heavy into church, and so they was asking her some questions, but she was rebuking everything, Mike, and you know, that's blasphemy. And then and here was their simple question. They said, there's a place in the Bible that says that I'm true to life, that nobody sees the Father except for me. And it's Jesus basically saying that. So their question was, is there another way to get to the Father without going through Jesus? Like, so everybody else's religion, no matter how good are their faith, are you trying to tell me we can't get to God? So she goes, I rebuke this and I rebuke that, and the Bible says this. And here's my answer. I go, the Bible is clear that this, I don't want to make it, I want to make it inclusive and not exclusive. The Bible is clear that that's an inclusive way of how I'm in there. But here's the second answer I said to all the guys. I'm not a God. So I'm not going to sit here argue and tell you, the Muslim brother, this person, their faith, they can't, because I'm telling you, my faith tells me if I do what I'm doing, I'm getting there. But I'm not God, and so that means that Mike, she rebuked me. You're the devil, right? And I go, hey, my job is to come in here and love people, to give people to love God, and give people to be encouraged and hopeful. And so to get to you guys' point is, some people don't even have the information. They just, because what their pastor, what they read is the way they interpret it. And I always say, a lot of times, where you sit and how you see things determines how you look at it. Yeah. So we all have the perspective. And getting into something that KD said, he said, making them slow. I agree with that. And I'm going to add, with all the speed and social media, it makes people lazy. So people don't research nothing.
Yes.
And they just go, oh, well, they said that, so I'm not going to take the time. Right. I myself am intentional about always reading, Mike. Like, I always have books coming. Like, I'm just always want to get smarter and learn from people who know stuff. But I will agree with you guys.
And don't think.
We're just in a place that we don't think. And even when you know, the question you said was so profound today, just to ask that, why do people want to? Sometimes people don't want to admit they're wrong, Mike, because of fear.
Yep.
Because it excludes them. So the minute I say, and the group that I'm with is wrong, I'm going to be excluded from the group. And we can see that in the political landscape all day. That they're afraid to admit that this is wrong. Because of the consequences and the backlash.
I'm quick to call somebody out. I'm quick to be like, nah, I don't believe that. I'll just say it just like, nope, I don't believe that, yo. Elaborate a little more. Kev, you know, I'll be like, yo, what you mean by that? What you mean by that? And then they won't dig into it. They won't go ahead and.
Because you shouldn't have.
Just saying, man. I'm a thinker. I'm a free thinker. Yo, be a free thinker, everybody.
Well, that's also because people don't get challenged. You know, people walk around these streets and spew whatever, and think no one's going to challenge them. And then when they get challenged, like, yo, what are you doing? You're not supposed to challenge me. You're supposed to just listen to what I have to say and agree with me. You know? So it's always to that aspect. Because even when you catch me off guard, I got to be ready. I got to be ready for, if I'm spew something out of my mouth, or if I'm doing some research and I only get hacked or only read a headline, I got to read an article. Because deep within that article could be the facts. You know, and understanding journalism and understand how the world works now, sometimes the journalist will throw off a crazy title and have all the information at the bottom of the article. And you up here spewing what the title say, and the article is going against what the title say. So, yeah, you definitely gotta have everything lined up and everything to be confronted. You know, like how you said, it should be a thing where you're being confronted. It should just be education. Like, yo, these are the facts. We cannot deny the facts. This is what it is. And when you know the facts, you should be confident and comfortable with explaining the facts over and over again if it takes that time to. So
sometimes I'm just over it. I'm like, yo, you're not listening. You're not trying to agree or disagree or any of that stuff. You just want to keep going. And we got a homeboy like that. He just keep going. Just not to be nigga don't want to be wrong, yo. That's just. I guess that's why I asked the question. You know, is this baffling to me? It's baffling, man. But you know, such is life, man. That's what's up. Let's travel getaways.
You're gonna have some frustration sometimes. Because sometimes you could be talking to somebody and you could be giving them the information and they're wrong. You find a lot of people want help, but they just don't want it from you. There's going to be times when you sat with somebody in a shop, you spoke to this dude for over 6 months to a year, and he walks in one day and go, yo, somebody told me the other day I should do X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to switch it up, and you go, what? I've been telling you that for a whole year. But you come across people that they just don't want the advice and the help from you.
They don't want it from you.
Like that, like,
yeah. And who wants to be I told you so, dude? Yo, I told you. Now, how many times are you gonna say, yo, I told you that before? It's all good. We working, man. We Kev.
I said my face look like I got fresh berries and fruits on them. Let them know my regimen. Ultra facial cream.
Yeah, it's too close to the camera.
Well, go to Kills.
Go to Kills, get your face right. Yo, how your skin regimen? What's your skin regimen?
But no, on some real stuff though. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the world is a very, very interesting place. And again, just to repeat what we're saying, we have to stay knowledged up. We have to stay seeking information, because right now we're in a world right now where people don't even realize they're trying to change history. They're trying to change information.
Yo, come on, man.
And without being wise enough and just being ignorant to what's going on, it's just going to happen. It's you know, things will just be obsolete. And knowing that this isn't the right way, you know, all these new definitions now and new terms, it's not fair. Like, I refuse to let things into my brain that does not make sense. And that's one of the things I have a problem with certain things being politically correct, you know, within certain communities, you know. So it's difficult now. And the line it's very fine, because again, it's the doers and the non-doers. The doers are the people that's out here getting information, doing what they're supposed to do, and the non-doers, they're just following along with the leash on their neck. And they're the ones that's really in the way, because they're giving, again, I'm being very vague purposely. They're guiding people to these rivers to drink without teaching the man, well, guiding to eat a fish without teaching them how to fish. And it's frightening right now, because ignorance breeds. Let me chill. Ignorance just breeds a world amount of people that you would have to fight against, you know. So you got to stay prayed up, you got to stay informationed up, and you cannot be afraid to teach someone at all costs, you know. So I'm being vague on purpose, because a lot of stuff I'm talking about is probably not friendly on this platform, if you know what I mean. So
yeah, it's probably not friendly.
Nah, Prince, Mike does my eyebrow, bro.
Mike, he said, Mike, did you shave your eyebrows? No. Fool. No, he a nut. But yeah, I have another question tomorrow, man. I just had these questions. This is what goes on in my brain, and I know other people think about this stuff. They just won't say it. So I'm gonna ask everybody. I'm gonna ask the people.
Do you think people truly understand the power of their brain? Like, when people are going through a hard time or going through a moment and they just sit in that place and just sit there, you think they really can say, hold up, I'm in control of this. Let me turn this, wait a minute, I have 5 minutes to cry. Let me now turn this switch back on. You think people can grasp that, to understand that they're in control, or do they feel like they have to be told or guided?
I can't really grasp the question.
Okay. Do you think people can think for themselves?
Yes. But I do think, like we said earlier, that they're not doing it. And people have a lazy brain. They're just looking for other ways. They want other people to think it for them. Yeah, that's kind of bugged out, but it's true. Can't think for yourself. But those are the sheep, right? Those are the followers.
Yeah.
People looking for guidance, but I'm telling people right now, yo, think for yourself. Like, okay, the other day we was in the shop and my boy, he went out on a date. He's going on a date, and he had the young lady inviting him on a date, and he was like, yo, she says, if she ain't gonna pay, then it's gonna be an issue. And I said, yo, Kev, what you think? And Kev straddled the fence. Like, he didn't really say what he going, like how he says, and he didn't give his objective opinion. He did not give that. He just was like straddling the fence. And I was, when he left, I was like, Kev, you can't do that. Like when we in the shop, you got a good opinion, you got a strong opinion. You need to say it objectively. You need to say exactly how you feel. And that's what I want from people. That's how we engage. That's how we learn. So I'm saying all that is to say sometimes people don't want to think. They just listen, and we would have just walked out of there with the way Chris thought. Right? We would have just said, no, he just thinks like this, so maybe that's the way. Nah. As soon as I started talking, he's like, oh, here we go. Don't say it, Mike. And I was like, yo, I gotta say this, but you wrong too. You gotta teach people. He was thinking about the young lady. What it was her friends. She invited him to come out with her friends so she could introduce him. This is my dude right here. It's my new dude. And he felt like she should pay because she invited him out. So he's really saying, let's take care of each other. It's not just me taking care of you. But and I said, well, in that instance, you might not want to do that because she's showing you off, and then you want to also show to her friends that I'm going to take care of her. Whether right or wrong, that's just what I think. If they invited me, I would pay her bill just to show them, I got her, man. She's in good hands. And he didn't look at it like that. He just was looking at it like, yo, you invited me, you need to pay. And he said he was just gonna cut her off. He wasn't gonna have a conversation with her to say how he felt. Like, you got to communicate it with clarity. So that's it. That's the Mike special.
I think that he should have, conversations and discussions are always helpful and productive. And so, at some point, you're going to put conversations off, especially when you disagree with someone. And at some point, you're going to have it. And sometime later on, it ain't good to have it then. So if you don't like something up front, you discuss with somebody, you try to find out their perspective on why they believe something and why you don't, as opposed to just sitting there, because it's going to be a third and a fourth time this happens.
Yeah.
And she's going to say one day, like, she's going to walk away going, he cheated. And that's not the case. He just has a perspective on, if you invite me out, you should pay.
Right.
So they never had a conversation, and then they'll split up, and it'll be, well, he's cheap, and he'll go, oh, she just always wants me to pay. But nobody ever really sat down and talked about it too. Why we each feel the way we feel.
You want a ready-made. You want ready-made. You want easy bake oven cake. You know what I'm saying? Ready-made relationship. Don't work like that. Like I always say, being married, like, that's the hardest relationship I ever been in. Through my relationship travels, I guess you could say that, playing around and being serious with people, but it's tough, man. It's tough. And you gotta, my homeboy said that. He said, yo, my wife did such and such to me. I just ain't gonna talk to her. And I said, Dad, you gonna do it like that? He said, well, you bigger than me, man, because you good at talking about things. I'm like, well, that's how else do you, I'm just not gonna talk to you and then we just get over it? No, it don't work like that.
Right.
And that's another, we'll leave that for another day, like, the communication, because I always talk about communication, but communication in relationships and friendships, for it to grow, like if you want to keep the relationship or keep the friendship going, we gotta save that for another day, because that's a whole, yo, can you imagine talking to somebody and then not speaking to them for 2 years because you could have just said sorry, or you could have said, yo, I just looked at it just the way I looked at it, and you be like, nah, I thought this, and it'd just be 2 years gone just for 3 words that you could have said. And it ain't I love you. It's just could be anything else. You know what I'm saying? So that's the word of the day, man. Don't be out here thinking that you're right about everything. Be a student. So on the way out, Kev, what you got?
Break can't give a break a break. Gotta appreciate your journey. You gotta appreciate the journey on the road to success. That's where you're gonna have all your fun at. And every time a hurdle comes, just jump. And just know another one's coming.
There you go. Grief on grief. What you got?
I'll say what I said earlier, that you want to make sure sometimes that you are open to hear other people's perspectives. You don't know everything, and like I said earlier, pride is a purpose killer, man. We need other people and relationships and information that can help us.
That's what's up. And I'm going to say, you ain't always right. Sit back and listen to somebody sometime. Iron sharpens iron. Somebody might have a difference of an opinion. And sometimes you might want to sit and listen to it. No matter how old you are, you always have to be a student. You got to be a student. Don't ever stop learning and think you know it all. Because you've been on this earth 65 years does not make you smarter than me. You might have a little more experience, a life experience, but it doesn't make you smarter than me. And that's it. Don't worry about yesterday. Yesterday was the past. Don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow's the future. Worry about today. Make today your best day and learn something. So on that note, peace and love. We out of here. I'll see y'all in the morning. Later. Later. Peace.